Watson and Crick not only gave the double helix structure of DNA, they also proposed the semi-conservative mode of replication of DNA. What is replication? The process of formation of the exact replica is replication. And why there is a need for DNA replication? Whenever the cell divides, whether it is by meiosis or mitosis, DNA content has to be equally divided into daughter cells, whether it is 2 daughter cells or the 4 daughter cells. Conservative or the semi-conservative, one strand of the DNA is conserved and the other strand is newly synthesized. The first experimental proof for this semi-conservative replication of DNA was given by 2 scientists, Michelson and Storr. So what they did, they grew E. coli in a medium that was having ammonium chloride in which N15 was used. So normal N we know is 14, but in this ammonium chloride, N15 was used. So 15N, this is the heavy isotope of nitrogen, and this was the only source of nitrogen for various generation that was growing in that particular medium. So what was the result? That this 15, this heavy nitrogen was incorporated in the newly synthesized DNA and whatever other nitrogen compound was there in the cell. Now, what was the purpose of this? This heavy DNA molecule, they can be easily differentiated from the other normal DNA by the centrifugation process in the cesium chloride density gradient method. One point to be noted here, that N15 is not the isotope of nitrogen. This is the heavy nitrogen. In this, we are going to differentiate on the basis of density, not on the basis of radiation. N15 is not going to release any radiation. It is only different in density from N14. What exactly is centrifugation? This is the process that involves the application of the centrifugal force so that the heavy particles, they get settled at the base. That we say sedimentation of the heterogeneous mixture with a centrifuge. Now, after growing E. coli in heavy nitrogen source for various generation, they transfer a few cells from that medium to the normal medium. Normal medium is it was having normal nitrogen source, N14 source, ammonium chloride having N14. And then they took out the sample after a definite time interval when the cell multiplied, and then they extracted their DNA that was still having the double-stranded helix. Now these various samples were separated independently by the cesium chloride gradient method to find out the density of the DNA. So what is indicated here? That first of all, they cultured E. coli for various generation into N15. Then from N15, they transferred it to N14, right? And then after a definite interval. Why definite interval? Because I have informed you earlier that E. coli, they take 20 minutes for one replication. So they took out the sample after every 20 minutes. See, when they were allowed to multiply in N15 medium, then the sample was extracted, and by cesium chloride density gradient method, the density was calculated, and it was like this. Then after 20 minutes, why 20 minutes? Again, I am repeating because 20 minutes is the replication time of E. coli. This 20 minutes is the replication time of the E. coli. So now when it was allowed to multiply in the normal nitrogen source and N14 source, so what happened? That one strand from the previous one and one strand from the new medium got incorporated in the DNA. And again, by density gradient method, their density was observed. Now you can see that this density pattern is different from this. Earlier, it was somewhere here, like this. Now one more time, they were allowed to replicate. Means after 40 minutes, again a sample of E. coli was taken, centrifugated again, its density was measured, and now two different density pattern was observed. One that was exactly similar as in case of the second replication, and a third pattern was totally different from the earlier two. So how is it possible that two new different density patterns were observed than in the first case? These results are possible only when DNA replication is semi-conservative. Like in this case again, you can see here that these two strands, they get separated. And so the one strand is the older one and the another one is the new one. In this case, both the strand, they were of N14 type. So they are having a different density. In this, one strand is of N14, one is of N15. So this is having a different density. In the first case, in this case, both the strand, they were of N15. So now the density of N15 is different. So that is why altogether a different density pattern was observed. So these observations help Michelson and Stahl to conclude that this replication of DNA must have taken in a semi-conservative manner. So the conclusion of this experiment was that DNA replication is semi-conservative.